You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 404, starting a new Candlekeep adventure, Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. Recorded August 2021, posted July 2023. Almost Murdered by a Book.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. Today, we are back for more Candlekeep Mysteries Hijinks. We are playing Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, the Level 2 adventure in the Candlekeep Mysteries book. With me are a collection of players playing favorites and new characters that you will come to know and love. I will introduce them in random order as I see them in my little Zoom window here. Up first, from the faraway land of Scotland, it is James Thompson. Hi, James.
Hi, I am playing Nyasa Night Reader, she, her, who is a high elf researcher based at Candlekeep.
Mm-hmm. And avid TPK listeners might recognize that sounds like possibly the new identity taken on by one of James's characters from another adventure, now inserted into the Candlekeep mythos. And that's, Excelsior. Next up, it's Aline Sims. Hi, Aline.
Hello, I am playing Lapis, the Tabaxi cleric, and we both use she, her pronouns.
Also joining us, Monty Ashley.
Hello, I'm playing Townley Mountain Taker. Townley, he, him, was a sage in a small town library until he met the Queen of Air and Darkness, and she blessed him with magic eyes.
Wow. Also here, it's Erica Ensign.
Hello, I am playing a new character, and I need to thank some of the listeners for helping me on Twitter because I totally made all the decisions based on Twitter polls. Wow, I would like to apologize to all of my compatriots up front. When you do that, you don't get a very effective character. I'm just saying. If I die early, it's your fault, Twitter.
I voted for some of those things as well, so it's kind of my fault
I also
too.
did. So it's all of our faults.
We can all share in the excitement of this new character, my Goliath barbarian named Fritat Ha, and she is. Yeah, she's, as you might guess by the name, she's not originally from this plane of existence. She got.
That's what she tells people.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm maybe prepared to play this character, but both of us use she, her pronouns.
And last but not least, everyone's favorite gnome or character or player that plays a gnome. It's Tiff Arment. Hi, Tiff.
Hey, Tony. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm Tiff Arment, she, her, and I'm playing he, him, Paulie Quartz from the Jersey Quartzes.
Say hi to your mother.
Hey, Ma. Hey, how you doing?
So I'm just going to tell a little aside here because this is Total Party Kill and no one can stop me. I go to the same Dunkin' Donuts somewhat regularly near my house, and you can put in an order online, and my order always comes up as Tony S, and the guy behind the counter has decided he recognizes me, which I don't like. But
Time to move.
Not good. Yep, time to move. It's like I want to be invisible. But B, he calls me Tony Soprano every time I go in there.
Oh no!
Not technically a compliment, but he is very excited to do it every time.
Oh, bless.
And I don't want to take that away from him because like I've been at that Dunkin' Donuts and seen people yelling at like that same guy and stuff. So it's like if that guy gets a smile saying Tony Soprano, I'll just nod back at him every time. So anyway, that's my life. What are we doing today? Today, Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions is the name of the adventure. About a week has passed since the incident with Matrius and Fistandia's extra-dimensional mansion, your attempt to recruit the sage Matrius to help out with that whole thing with the curse on your town didn't go down well. So you are still staying on in Candlekeep, doing some research. Some of your previous adventuring party has come and gone. You currently find yourself in kind of a shared study room that you're renting space in. It seemed like, you're level 2. You're not of substantial financial means, and this was an economical option. Which is how Polly, Townley, and Lapis find themselves sharing a space with the recently acquainted Nyasa and Frittata. Frittata?
It's basically frittata, but with a little H in there. You can say frittata.
With
it's
a little
fine.
H in it. All right. So you are all, probably have spent a couple days together in relatively quiet study here at Candlekeep. Just a reminder for those of you who are perhaps recent arrivals in Candlekeep. Candlekeep is, of course, basically the greatest library in the known world. As kind of non-VIP types, the way it works is that you rent kind of study spaces in the Pillars of Pedagogy. You put in requests for books, and the Avowed, the kind of monk-like order that runs Candlekeep, will fetch you books from the great library itself that you don't have permission to kind of wander through the stacks of. It's very protected. Candlekeep Library is it's basically a small city or decent sized town that is a library. There is 2 taverns. There's a temple to Ogma, the god of knowledge. There's your standard adventure outfitter type places, blacksmiths, stables, bathhouses, various book related things. And this is, the people that come through Candlekeep. It tends to be a very kind of eclectic mix of your scholars and sages, as well as adventurers running various errands. So you come across all kinds of strange people here in the various study rooms, or hanging out with them at the Hearth, the big tavern in Candlekeep. And it's probably been an interesting week at the very least, as you may have exchanged stories with all manners of super nerds, as well as adventurers who live on the road and might be here on a research project, or fetching something for a wizard, or running protection for one of those delicate nerds. It's a very weird crowd here at Candlekeep. Yeah. Somebody was going to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, before we move on, I feel like I should do a little description of my character, just since everybody here already knows me. There's some important stuff to mention.
All right.
So Frittata is a very tall Goliath with like dark brown skin, spiky red hair, and from a distance, like, you just see her. She's wearing colorful clothes. She's got a really big maul with a chunk of obsidian as the stone kind of on her back. But when you get a little closer, you realize she's actually wearing scale armor, but she keeps it underneath her clothes, which might seem a little bit weird. And then when you get even a little bit closer, like, you look at her and you think, oh, big, imposing barbarian person, and then you see her face and you're like, whoa, she is, like, the look in her eye, like, she has faced unimaginable horror, quote unquote, and is no stranger to darkness. She just looks like she's seen some stuff.
This is why I never make eye contact with people.
so much so that, like, at first, like, it's a little creepy, but then you kind of find yourself wanting to help, like, because she's been, so this might come in handy, because commoners will extend every courtesy and do their utmost to help, because
Every
I look
courtesy.
and that's what it says. And even maybe take up arms to fight alongside me if I find myself facing an enemy alone. So hopefully that won't happen, because now I have some new friends. But also, she is almost constantly, like, muttering under her breath and talking to somebody that you can't see. Oh, and the very first thing that she asks every time she meets a new person is, "Have you seen my brother?" So that's Frittata.
Frittata has very high person I'd meet on the bus energy.
Yep.
And to be clear, I do not seek out people to meet on the bus. They find me.
Background equally on Nyasa, who, as the observant may have realized, is Nyasa Nightweaver, former assassin from a previous adventure.
Are you sure you want to say this at this point, James?
Well, I mean, I won't tell you.
For the audience.
All right. Go ahead.
For the benefit of the audience, she basically is hiding out from her former assassin life, and Candlekeep are terrible at checking references. So
They don't.
That's
check
ironic.
references. I mean,
a pretty you roll high on a persuasion check, and you can get tenure at Candlekeep. And
I don't know if that's true.
I didn't say I've done it, but
Hey, I'm the dungeon
my
master.
character-
I'll world build here.
My character is the Chancellor of Candlekeep, just runs the whole thing.
Wow, level 2. That's
Very impressive.
but
where you used to be a level 20 wizard, and then like there was a mishap, and so now you're level 2.
Oh, yeah. I was a level 20 wizard, but I'm starting over as a level 2 warlock.
Oh, like you've had like a midlife crisis and gone back to warlock school. Or
Yeah, I've
something?
turned my back on all those wizard spells. I know them, but I will not use them.
Yeah, you've made a pact with a demon instead.
Yeah.
Great.
But-
Okay. Does anyone else have a preposterous backstory that entitles them to riches and access to things they don't have?
I was just gonna say, like her entire disguise is a pair of librarian-style glasses, which she picked up from a librarian-style corpse just outside the city.
So, James, I will just ask for clarification because it might matter. So the people that run Candlekeep are called the Avowed, and they're monks that are librarian monks. Are you a member of the Avowed, or there's many independent scholars?
I think I'm
wandering
an
around Candlekeep studying too.
independent visiting scholar.
Okay, because literally the only thing you need to get into Candlekeep, they require the donation of a book. So if you donated a book, you got into Candlekeep. They don't care.
I suspect whoever that I lifted the glasses off was probably carrying the book that they intended to give, and that's the one that I handed over.
Great job. Pre-murder before the adventure starts.
It's not murder; it's just looting.
Oh, I just assumed.
No,
made
I'm
that
trying to
corpse?
get away from the assassin life. Also,
It was an accidental
Just-
murder.
Just one more, and then I'll stop. I can
Yeah.
stop anytime.
Yeah.
I swear.
When somebody who is on the run from their assassin life says they found something on a corpse, sounds very suspicious.
well,
So-
Fair.
this is why a disguise is important. Also, it's
All right.
only assassination if you get paid to do it.
Yeah, I was going to say. This is freelance murder. That's not assassination.
Yeah. I've
It's not
left
even
the
freelance, it's
assassin
just
life
free.
behind,
Yeah.
but
There's no
maybe
lance.
not the murder side.
Wow. Anyone else? Dark secrets they want to share?
I
mine
keep my
aren't
dark
secrets.
secrets to myself.
All right. Polly, you got a secret hidden
Oh,
past?
I'm not telling you where the
wanna-
body's buried.
Yeah. Wow. Just trying to figure out if Jimmy Hoffa was a D&D character, what would he be? Anyway, moving on.
He'd get whacked.
So, it's true. So you find yourself in the reading room, in the shared reading room. Nyasa and Fratata, it's up to you whether you have joined in on the study project that these characters are working on, or just happen to be cohabitating in a discount study room with them. Based randomly on a roll of a die, I've decided that Townley, you happen to be flipping through a book. It's hard. You've been here about a week, and your searches for things that might happen with help with the curse on your town have been perhaps a little bit disorganized and expansive at this stage of things. And so you find yourself flipping through a book that seems significant because it's called Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, which is the name of the adventure. Probably not a coincidence. I have a picture of Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions that I will put up on the... they provide art of all of the books, which look like books, and very rich descriptions of the books. So Townley, Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions is 7 inches wide, 9 inches tall. The brown leather cover is worn from time and use. The name of the book and its author, Mazfroth Gether, are elegantly written in cursive with black ink on the first page. The care put in the front page, however, does not apply to the rest of the book's contents. Mazfroth's handwriting is messy and hasty, as if they couldn't write down their thoughts fast enough. Furthermore, the book's 150 pages don't all match, indicating that the author kept adding more pages from different styles of paper as they went. The book stitching is haphazard and looks like it could have come undone at any minute. So you've been flipping through this hoping to find something. Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions is this very weird, eclectic set of essays by Mazfroth, and they go on very weird, wild tangents, Townley, and I don't know if that is of interest to you or annoying, but Mazfroth is...
It's very of interest.
Very of interest.
Townley is immediately distracted by anything.
Yeah, Mazfroth goes on these weird tangents about like the nature of magic and like the source of all things arcane, and sometimes he goes on these long, expansive, almost written rants about the nature of the divine and the denizens of the multiverse. And he starts talking. You're reading an essay now. Where he is speculating or arguing or insisting that all magic is dependent on the weave, an interface between casters and raw magic that is governed by Mystra, god of magic. Arcane spellcasters access the weave directly, while divine spellcasters are granted access to it by their deities and ideals. This is the grand unified theory of magic, and why won't anyone believe him? Don't they understand that damage to the weave can be unimaginable, and this is how you get spell plagues, people? Do you want another spell plague? We need to save the world from magic itself, and you are just maybe really, really getting into it when the book that you are holding tries to eat your hand.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Does it say anything about the Queen of Air and Darkness, who
it does
is
not
actually the source of magical powers?
No, so I think you were probably looking for like holes in his argument.
Yeah.
So the book, suddenly you are reading it and you're like, no, I don't know about this. And the book just like slams shut and tries to eat your hand. And it's like grinding, and the book even makes this weird noise. It says in a weird voice, "Need life." This is unsettling to you and possibly to the other people in the room. Townley, I'm going to roll a surprise attack for this book. I have started off with rolling an 8.
That does not hit.
All right. I am going to suggest that everybody roll initiative.
Against a book.
Against a book. It's the whole... Spoilers for the next 16 adventures in this in Candlekeep Mystery. They're all book-based people.
Well, it's a good thing that Twitter decided that my character really likes poetry. All about the poetry books. That's the only kind of book I have in front of me at any given time. So far, none has bit me.
That's good.
Should I roll initiative for little Anthony?
It's up to you whether you want to. I don't know if little Anthony is here or not. It's up to you when you do and don't want to use little Anthony, I think.
All right.
When would you not want to use little Anthony? I mean,
how does little Anthony feel about books?
He'd probably eat them.
Yeah, he's chaotic evil.
He's
lived in
chompy.
a library for a week, so he should be okay with their existence.
He lived in a book for a long time.
All right, I'm rolling for him.
I mean, he doesn't have to do anything except for hang out, but it's nice. It's nice.
No,
that
he's gonna fight.
I added little Anthony to the...
And we're all gonna cry when he's hurt.
Do you want to remind the listeners
and me
who little Anthony is?
So little Anthony, we found him in the he was in like a dark room. Aileen, you might need to help me out for this.
Yeah.
He was in a dark room and we chatted with him. He helped us out. He was very nervous. He wanted to get out of the book dimension that he was stuck in accidentally, and we helped him out. And at first he was kind of charmed, but then once that wore off, he was like chill being our friend. And he also ate something for us. It was pretty great.
He also ate something for us.
It was an imp.
That's right. There we go. He ate an imp. And now he's our friend, and we named him Lil Anthony. And now he hangs out with us, and I think he just kind of slowly eats a couple books every now and then, and we're like, oh no, we might have needed that, but
you may.
Oh
no!
If that ever comes to the attention of the Avowed, you may be in trouble. Monty, did Townley roll initiative?
Yes.
What is it?
1.
Oh.
It's like
Okay.
he's eating like a stack of Martell's books that we found, and we're just every once in a while we just throw
Got
one
it.
over
Okay.
to him.
Remaindered
Yeah.
books.
Yeah.
They've been weeded.
He's busy eating all the misogynist text.
Yeah.
I was proud of my one. I wanted to say it out loud.
Oh, okay.
Martell,
All right,
for
I'm
those
just-
listening, by the way, has renounced the world of literature and has gone off to improve himself somewhere else.
It's about time one of your characters went to therapy.
He needed it.
I meant that as a collective viewer, but not, but, just to be clear.
Wow.
Specifically, James.
I mean, fair.
So we have an initiative order here. I see the book has rolled an impressive 21, followed by Nyasa, followed by Lapis, followed by Frittata, Polly, Little Antony, and I guess very shocked by the whole book eating your hand situation, Townley at 1. So I guess the book goes again right now. The book kind of like goes through some kind of weird physical transformation in front of your eyes, Townley. It kind of stretches and distorts and takes on this kind of globe-like pulsing appearance that is looking increasingly non-book-like, and it is going to attempt to attack you once again. I have rolled a much more impressive 18 this time.
That will hit.
All right. The book kind of lashes out, like the globe of the book's energy, like tries to like just absorb your hand, and it is excruciatingly painful. You take 16 necrotic damage.
I am unconscious.
Okay, you wanted to say dead, didn't
Because
you?
necrotic damage, it feels like it should kill me.
Nope, that's not. It just, that just means
All right.
it's spooky.
I am unconscious.
Oh dear.
Yeah. See, this is stakes, people. Someone has been almost murdered by a
I mean,
book.
I'm not suggesting
This
we
is
leave the
one-shot
room
it.
and lock the
This-
door, but
This is a call to adventure. You guys can all just leave. That book, by the time that book digests Townley, probably it'll be slow and lethargic, and then you can kill it. Sorry, Monty. Didn't mean to take you down before you got a turn. But sometimes these things happen. Dice are mean. Nyasa, you are seated at a table near Townley, and, you definitely heard... I don't know, Townley, did you get to make some kind of horrible noise before this happened?
With an initiative of 1, I don't think so.
All right. Well, you saw the book. The book did say in a horrible voice, "Need life," and I imagine the sound of Townley's pre-corpse hitting the ground unconscious probably made a bit of a clatter in the quiet reading room of Candlekeep. So I think you turn and see, the thing does not look like a book anymore. It looks, in fact, I think if you had not seen it in book form, like this kind of swirling globe of energy, just floating over Townley's body.
okay. Well, Nyasa is sort of has a book in front of her, and she sort of flips to the end of the book, and there, of course, are 2 daggers carved in.
Okay, I was worried that you're like, I want to see how this ends before I get into combat. It's getting real good.
No. So, she's taken some priceless tome carved into the back of it, and there's 2
You guys are
daggers
going to
there.
get kicked out of this library before we get to level 3.
So she is going to attempt to throw one and then another of the daggers at said book. And we'll see
Okay.
if daggers actually hurt it. If not, I'm out of ideas. So I have rolled that seems pretty good. A 24.
That definitely hits a floating book orb.
Okay, so that's 1d4 plus 3, which is 5 damage
Yeah, avenge me.
for dagger 1. Dagger 2 is a 19.
That also hits a book.
And I think I don't get to add the bonus, so it's just 1d4. Which is a 3.
3 damage? Okay. 2 daggers have cut through the magic orb of a floating orb that used to be a book. It looks like you definitely had an effect on it. Nyasa, it did the thing where it kind of flickered as the daggers went to it. The daggers did cut through it and, hopefully hit the wall or some other books.
or an unconscious person.
Yeah.
No.
No, you're good at this.
Yeah.
There's totally going to be a sign when you come back next week. Do not carve space to hold daggers in our books up on the wall. I just see this fight as one of those places where a lot of library policy is going to be written. Lapis, you are next, followed by Frittata.
I think. How far away am I? I mean, I know I'm
Not far. I don't have a map of this, but you're all in a little reading room. So
like a ranged attack is maybe not a great idea.
it's up to you. You're certainly,
Back into the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna, I'll like pull out my crossbow, load it as quickly as I can. And like, I'm a somewhat experienced crossbow user, so I feel like I can, also tabaxi. So I feel like I can like jump up onto like a desk or table behind me, get as far away as possible. And,
Sure.
and wow. And I trip as I,
No.
it's when you watch those cat videos and they're really, really ramping up to leap up high and then they leap like 6 inches into the air. That's what I do. Cause like there's a lot going on and a book is trying to eat my friend. So I rolled a 5.
Your crossbow fires kind of as you're leaping and the bolt hits the ground very close to Townley's ear.
Yeah, that would add injury to insult. So I'm just gonna I totally meant to do that, but I'm gonna take a minute and regroup, I think.
Okay, good. For Tata, you are next, followed by Polly.
All right. I feel like just the shock of this situation and the fact that, I'm not like an academic or anything, but I really like my poetry, and the fact that a book has now betrayed me is that's not okay. So I'm immediately going to rage, and I'm very mad at our educational system right now, and I'm just gonna scream, "You can't have him!" and smash at the book orb, whatever it is at this point. And I get advantage because I am raging. And that is using my maul, that's an 18 to hit.
That definitely hits a book orb.
All right. Well, this book orb is going to take some bludgeoning damage, but I didn't roll very well. So that's 6 bludgeoning damage.
All right. I have noted that.
And I'm also like getting right up in its face. Like I'm I don't know, taunting it somehow. Maybe just screaming at its face.
You've engaged the book.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Erica?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Paulie, how you doing?
All right. I'm going to take my club and I'm going to swing it at this orb. And oh crap! All right, that was a critical fail.
Okay.
I got a 1 plus 4, so that's not good. But I have a bonus action of magic stones.
Oh, nice!
So I can touch stones and then throw them at something. So I'm going to go for the magic stone throwing. And let's see.
Can you
if
do that if
does it
you're
any
right next
better.
to it?
I have it as a bonus action.
I just mean, is that a ranged attack, or are you smashing it with a
It
rock
has
in
a
your
range
hand?
of 60 feet, but, I could throw it at any distance.
I
Right?
think you have disadvantage if you're right next to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any ranged attack has disadvantage if you're standing right next to an enemy.
It says range is touch to make the stones magic, but it doesn't say... Let's see. You or someone else can make a ranged spell attack with one of the pebbles by throwing it or hurling it in a sling if thrown.
To make a ranged attack, that's the keyword there. A ranged spell attack.
All right, so I can't do that then?
You can.
Oh, well, so let me just check. Magic stones makes the rocks
Magic.
magic.
Mm-hmm.
So you've done that. But I don't think the bonus action doesn't include the throwing of the rocks.
Okay, then I have
That
a whole
makes
bunch
sense.
of magic stones ready to go.
Yes,
Sweet.
you have them ready to
All
go.
right.
And you may on your next turn say, want to back up so that you are not in danger of, But yeah, in general, when you do a ranged attack next to something, you have disadvantage on it, as opposed to when you're at a distance, you do not. So
Okay, so I
Cool.
make some magic stones and I back up.
you're ready to go. Okay, cool. Tiff is, I think, Little Antony is next.
All right, little Antony, he is able to go invisible, so he just does
Okay.
that.
Good
also,
call.
because of so he's kind of my familiar now, and they're named Quasits, which I think is a crazy name. Is that
Yep,
is
that's
that how
a
I say
very-
it? Yeah.
I have no
Apparently,
idea.
we have
It's a D&D name, though.
so me and Quasit Little Antony.
It kind of just sounds like Polly is saying closet.
So he goes invisible.
Yep, very helpful.
And we have a telepathic link now because now he's like my familiar. So in case
Cool.
anything, goes down, we can kind of chit chat with each other. So I just wanted to put that out
Okay.
there in case everyone's wondering. Me and little Anthony, we're like this, like this.
Cool.
So anyway, he's invisible.
All right. Well, Monty, it is Townley's turn. I believe that you get to do the thing that does not come up a lot in Total Party Kill, and this is certainly very exciting. In the first hour of our adventure, death saving throw. Roll high, friend.
Partial party kill coming up.
Yeah. This is the listeners demand blood.
I
They're really...
rolled a 16.
Nice.
Succeeding
All right, that's good.
on a death save.
Yeah.
That's
Take
one.
that, listeners. He is one step towards stabilization. Our listeners are very nice people, but they are sociopaths who pray for all of your deaths, and it's hard to reconcile
bloodthirsty.
that. Yeah. Lovely people, but they are murderous as all get out. All right. We are back around to the book's turn. I believe that for Tata, you have engaged with the book and are up in its face. Doesn't really have a
Spine?
face. Yeah. I don't think you really have it as a spine in its current orb form, but you're in its aura.
I'm in its orbit.
Yeah, so you're traveling in the same circle as it. It is going to attempt to drain life from you.
I need my life.
Well, I have very bad news.
Uh-oh.
The book is on a roll here. It has rolled a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
You are
book.
going to take 16 necrotic damage.
Wow. Okay. All right. So sadly, my rage just gives me resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, not necrotic. But I
Yep.
do have Stone's Endurance. So as a reaction, I am going to roll a d12 and add my Constitution bonus, which is 0, because thanks, Twitter, for creating this character for me. and I rolled a 6, so I get to decrease that damage by 6, which is good, because
All right.
otherwise I would have been unconscious as well.
Also, bad news. You must succeed on a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
All right. Well, I rolled.
Monty, this didn't happen to you because you were unconscious.
All right.
So-
I rolled 12 plus 2, so 14. So I succeed on that saving
All right.
throw. So it was 16 minus 6 would be 10.
Yep.
Right? Okay. I'm at 5 hit points.
And you don't get the negative effects of what it was going to do to you.
Thank goodness.
Beyond stealing your health. But yes, you feel sapped of energy. This is a new experience in terms of a book trying to murder you.
Very, very true. I turn to something beside me and I say, "Ow, that really hurt. Did you see that?" But not to one of you.
I lay there unconscious and do not respond.
Yeah. Nyasa, it is your turn.
Ooh, okay. I think I possibly didn't pack enough daggers for this reading session.
You only brought 2 daggers.
He bought more daggers than that, but he's only put 2 of them into books so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't have belts where you come from.
Yeah, she doesn't have a pouch.
I was just reading a book.
Trying to get into character. He's a librarian now.
Okay, I think I will attempt because the one thing I have got, which would work good against books, but maybe not glowing orbs, is a firebolt. So I will attempt to set the book orb on fire.
I'm just saying, my sister is a librarian and she has lots of daggers. No word of a lie.
I rolled a 16.
Wisconsin people. 16 will hit.
Okay.
I think that so far is the lowest number that has hit the book, but you've rolled a lot of high numbers and lower than
Wow.
10. You're converging on what the book's armor class is.
Okay. Well, I get a 1d10 fire damage, and I rolled an 8.
All right, your firebolt ripples through the book orb. It looks kind of structurally unwell. It's kind of all wobbly and flickery now. If this was 4th edition, you could say it's bloodied.
And
So
I will also, as a bonus action, I will attempt to hide.
okay. Attempt to hide. How does that work?
I think it's a stealth check.
All right, make a stealth check.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the book doesn't have any eyes, so you may not be aware of what its senses are and how your ability to hide from them or not.
Well, I rolled a 23.
All right. So that sounds pretty good. So the book may be unaware of where you are. All set, James?
Yep, I think that's all I can do.
Aline, Lapis is next, followed by Frittata.
All right. So Lapis is kind of taking a minute to regroup, reloads the crossbow, and we know a 16 hits. So that is 6 piercing damage.
All right. The orb is looking significantly not as structurally intact as it did. It kind of wobbles and shakes, and the light that was kind of pulsing out of it is kind of all flickery and weird. It seems like maybe 2 good hits would take it down. All set, Lapis?
Yep.
Frittata is next, followed by Polly.
Hoping to make one of those good hits that takes it down. Still have advantage because I'm still raging. I say, if books are ships that sail the seas, I'm going to sink this one. And let's see.
Wow, poetic.
Trying to stay in character. That's an 18 to hit. So
Definitely hits.
let's see if I can roll better on damage this time. A bit. 10 bludgeoning damage.
All right, the book
Oh,
is
11. Sorry, I can't add.
Ooh, okay. Let me tell you, that made a difference. The orb explodes in your face, Frittata, coating you in kind of a slime-like ectoplasmic substance. Other than the kind of goo on you and the table and surfaces around you, there is no sign of the book.
Wait.
You are out of combat. Paul,
Somebody needs
Townley
to
is still
stabilize
unconscious.
Townley.
Yeah. This isn't it. So let's just do a quick review here of what your character classes are, and a thrilling discussion of party balance vis-a-vis who has the ability to heal people.
I was told to make a fighty character, so that's what I did.
Right. So Erica, you brought a Goliath.
Uh-huh.
Nyasa is some kind of murder bot.
Rogue, I believe.
Rogue. Aline, what is Lapis?
She is like a necromantic cleric.
Oh, well, so if in like 2 death saving throws, suddenly your skills will be useful.
Yes, yeah.
But perhaps here to save the day, Tiff, remind us what Polly is.
Polly's a druid.
Okay. Does anyone have any healing spells they want to use to help Monty out?
Yeah, I'll heal Monty for one of my spell slots. All right.
Okay, do it.
So it's 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier. So that was 2 plus 1, so that's 3.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Monty, you are, or specifically Townley, you are back up. You are conscious. Probably you've got a decent splatter of goo on you from the orb that was exploded over your body. But you are all out of combat. You're in the reading room. Things are a bit chaotic. Probably a lot of furniture got knocked over. Stacks of books have been scattered about. And this is certainly the first time a book has tried to murder anyone recently. So I don't know if you have things you want to say or do about that.
That
Does
book
anyone
was
else-
amazing. I was reading it, and it's like the guy's ideas were filling my mind. And the book, it did turn into an orb. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I like
that makes sense. I get it now.
My eyes are really wide. Like I'm still holding onto my maul. I'm looking around the room. Are there shelves I could be looking behind? I'm worried that there's more bad stuff's going to happen to us. Are there any other books in the room besides my journal, which is very carefully
There
and
are
safely
many
stowed?
books in this room, as you have, especially as the group that has been trying to figure out how to solve this curse on their blighted town. They probably have pretty decent sized piles of books on the table that they have sorted through in terms of books to be read and books that they have set aside as no longer useful.
All right,
there are stacks and stacks of books in this.
I'm
room.
moving to one end of the table, and I'm keeping an eye on all the books, and I'm keeping my maul at the ready.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also like to say to my friends, I don't feel very well. I'm worried about these books.
I don't
think we should do anything
either.
for a good hour.
For Tata, do you want to give me a quick perception check on the books?
Sure. Oh, let's see what my perception is like in this character. Oh, that's a -1. So that would be a 16.
Oh,
The stacks of books that you're near look extremely inanimate.
Okay.
can I look around
Townley.
at books?
Yeah.
16.
None of the other books on the table next to you, Townley, look in danger of trying to murder you. Not that one did at first, but it did kind of go through a bit of a transformation where it clamped down on you in book form and then slowly morphed into this strange orb. Now, Townley, you are trained in some of the arcane arts and had one of the most up-close views of this if you wanted to try and ponder what the heck just happened here.
I would like to ponder that, yes.
Would you like to ponder that in the form of an arcana check?
Sure. An arcana check. Yes. Oh. Well, that might not be bad. It might be a 6. It is a 6.
Okay. Well, 6 is not great. I'm going to tell you that certainly that was extremely non-book-like behavior for a book, and that you think...
Oh, interesting.
Can I roll an arcana check?
Just so we can give Monty a little bit more useless information, and that you suspect that might have been whether the book was enchanted or it was some kind of magical creature taking the form of a book. But certainly, that was not any mere mundane book. Something else is afoot.
Is it still in the shape of a sphere that has been attacked?
No, it's the shape of ectoplasm all over us.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the sphere is exploded. There is nothing. All that is left is a generous amount of slime. So there's very little in the form of a corpse to autopsy at this situation. Booktopsy.
Polly goes up to the slime and takes his finger and runs it through it and tastes it.
Do a Constitution check, Polly.
I got a 9. Constitution +3, so
that was important.
12.
You feel queasy, but are not poisoned. So,
can I also do an Arcana check then on how I feel? And the goo.
Yeah.
15, 16, 17.
Nice.
I think you determined that you should be more selective about what goo you put in your mouth. So, because that was not nutritious or medicinal in any way, and in fact, you have mild food poisoning. For Tata,
I rolled really badly on my Arcana check. This character is very strange, and I'm proficient in Arcana. I've studied it a lot, but I still only got
you
an
are
8.
one of those arcane Goliath.
Well, that's what happens when you get ripped from one plane of existence to another when that's not supposed to happen. You look into these things.
Got it. But you rolled poorly and just think
it was an 8.
These books sure are weird. Nyasa?
Nyasa's going to re-emerge from the shadows, collect the 2 daggers, and then go along the shelves, selecting a number of books, each of which have a number of daggers stored in the back, and then go for a rather large book, and she sort of comically pulls out a large short bow from the book and puts it behind her back.
Does it fold or like an atlas that was really a large format?
We don't have bookshelves though, right? We just have a table with some books on it, right?
I think there are empty shelves in here to store the books you are.
How many books have you defaced?
I mean,
because I'm not okay with it.
They were like that when I found them. And the fact that the daggers have...
Bluff check!
How many books were like that when you found them?
There was 4 that contained daggers, 1 that had a short bow, and Yeah, I mean, it's like the fact that those daggers have my
know,
initials on
books,
them. Are...
You know, each of these books are irreplaceable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every book in this library is the only copy.
Yeah.
How many have you tasted?
Well,
I mean, like, you were nearly just eaten by a book. But
that's another book that's gone.
But you are...
that book is now the only copy is gone from the library.
Oh my God.
That'll be a problem.
I immediately am distracted. I need a notebook.
I hand you a notebook. I have some extras in my pack.
I start writing down everything I can remember from the book before it attacked me.
Okay.
Oh no.
This is not Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. This is a tribute. Got it.
Right.
I think Nyasa just has that sort of weary look that she realizes that she has tried to get out and has been dragged back in and is just sort of like loading up her belt with all the various things that she has concealed around the room.
All right, you start jigging up the floor.
Yeah,
you've got
it's like the sledgehammer hitting the concrete
Yeah.
floor and retrieving the.
Lapis, you are trained in the mystical arts. How are you doing?
I am really curious. I'm kind of like searching my pockets for like the Ghostbusters business card because the ectoplasm is a little bit weird. I'm really curious as to, because all I saw or all I knew was that Townley was reading, and I have no idea what triggered this to happen. So like, Townley, did you do anything with the book? Did you read anything like out loud?
Did you get to the end?
Yeah. What happened? What was happening when this happened?
Well, and since I'm writing what I remember, I assume I could say, well, what I had just read was this thing. It was saying that arcane spells and divine spells and the weave. There was something about the weave, I think. And it didn't say anything about the Queen of Air and Darkness, which is where magical powers actually come from.
That's a huge oversight.
I was telling you about this before, about how the Queen of Air and Darkness came to me and blessed me and gave me magic eyes. But it was mostly just magical theory. Like I've written down the last sentences I remember, and it's just pretty much boring stuff, and I read them out loud.
Yeah.
And then it attacked me, and I don't really remember a lot because I was unconscious.
So I rolled 10 to an Arcana check, which is only slightly better than what other people have done.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will tell you with 10, and for the purposes of the adventure not completely stalling out here.
Also, you asked a bunch of good questions.
Yeah, you asked a bunch of good questions. With a 10, it occurs to you, Lapis, certainly that this obviously is some kind of magical creature, and in fact, a word kind of flits across your brain, a ridiculous D&D word I will put in the chat for you. You have a memory of somebody telling you about a creature called a Gingwatsum, which is some kind of like creature that is basically like a shape-changing apparition that sometimes takes on it can disguise itself as a mundane object, and that it is this weird little magical creature that has to feed on life energy. So it basically there are stories of wizards creating one of them, forgetting about it, and then getting attacked by by a chair, and they're different from the you remember some haughty nerd telling you that that's haughty.
I was gonna
haughty nerd. Hey, tell me more about this haughty nerd.
Hello.
The evolutionary, not related at all to mimics, though similar in experience when like a beaker in your lab that you forgot about attacks you one day and tries to siphon your life force. And they can be quite dangerous, as evidenced by the fact that one almost killed Townley, and if Townley had been here late at night studying by himself, might be dead.
So maybe that wasn't a one-of-a-kind book.
So
there's another one out there somewhere. We're fine.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, so,
is there a catalog somewhere?
Oh yeah, of course. It is Candlekeep Library. I think probably access to the catalog might be handled via the Avowed, but you could certainly go and talk to somebody if you wanted to do that, or summon someone to this room.
I think we have to summon someone to this room and see if they can find the actual copy of this book.
How long is it going to take somebody to get to this room? I just want to know because I really need to spend a hit die, and I suspect maybe Townley does too. I don't know.
If you want to take a short rest, I'll allow you to do that right now.
Yeah, like as we're mulling this all over, I will finally put my maul down.
But do we want to invite somebody to come and see the sort of devastation that we have caused in this room?
Some of us have destroyed more books than others, friend.
They will.
Yeah. By the way, going into the short rest, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire. So that each object in a 20-foot cube is outlined in blue, green, or violet light, my choice. Let's say violet light, and every creature is outlined in light, just because it looks cool.
And would this tell you if there are any other creatures hiding in the room?
It would, yes, because creatures in the area when the spell is cast are also outlined by light if they fail a dexterity saving throw.
You feel confident that there are no other creatures lying in wait, hidden as books, waiting to murder you in this room.
That's fine. I am just doing it so that I have something to stare at with a dazed expression.
Okay. So you've taken an hour, which is the important thing to do after you commit any crime, is to wait around at the scene of the crime for an hour in quiet reflection. And, well, I mean, crime... Technically, you destroyed a book.
Self-defense.
Self-defense.
And it wasn't a book, we think.
It wasn't a book when we destroyed it. It was a glowing orb.
Mm-hmm.
It was an imposter who had infiltrated the library, and we killed it.
Yeah.
We've done a service.
So,
that's what we do with imposters.
Yeah.
No.
You could go and seek out one of the Avowed. You could summon one to this room. I think it's totally up to you what you want to do. I've got a list of adjutants who would probably be available to you as low-level adventurers. I believe last time, did you work with Oren Glass, the somewhat elderly, forgetful adjutant? Does that sound familiar at all?
We might be elderly and forgetful as well, so you might need to remind us.
I'm going to roll... You know what? This would normally be a place where I'd go for continuity. I'm going to roll a d8 and find out which of the Avowed you will meet with this time.
Is there...
It's not going to be Oren.
Who?
It won't be Oren. I've rolled a different number this time. So.
Is there like a bell on the wall we can hit?
Yeah, I think there's like because you're in one of the nice. You're in one of the kind of bigger public reading rooms. There's like a bell cord, and it connects to something. There's the weird thing where a lot of the all the hallways in the study rooms here, the Pillars of Pedagogy, have been enchanted so that sound doesn't travel through them to make things very quiet. But they have set it up such that you can basically call for an adjutant, and that would be not uncommon. That's probably a thing you've done throughout your week here, either to arrange for food to be brought here, or to bring books taken away, or new books to arrive. So after a couple minutes have passed, the door pops open, and a young-looking human woman, looks like probably maybe 18 or 19 years old, wearing the bright purple adjutant robes, strides in, looking confidently, and says, Fenris Lancaster, adjutant, here to help you. What do you need today? She looks around a little bit nervously, smiling very big at you never mentioned if you were going to clean up after the fight.
Oh yeah.
So there may be still some knocked over furniture and piles of books.
I think while they were taking a rest, we kind of like
the furniture's part back,
shoved some ectoplasm under a carpet.
Okay. I would say after an hour, probably the ectoplasm has evaporated.
Polyated.
Oh, that's nice. Handy.
I wanted some...
Leaving just a series of questionable stains.
I was hoping for some ectoplasm still around so we could explain what happened.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's say you save some in like a little thing. I'll just say that Frittata is no longer coated in ectoplasm without having to take a shower.
Thank you.
So
I was reading a book by Mazfroth Gether, and it turned into a monster and attacked us, and what's left is this ectoplasm. Is there another copy somewhere?
Oh, I believe that was literally the only copy of Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. I mean, it's handwritten. This is tragic.
It
But
wasn't
if
a
it
book.
was a
He wrote
was
it
a
on
game,
a creature.
Well,
Do you have other creatures
well,
here,
hold-
like people who have been tattooed with books? Can we read them?
look, I assure you, this happens very rarely at Candlekeep, and if you'll consult the service agreement you signed upon entry, Candlekeep disowns all responsibility for this. And in fact, honestly, this is probably your fault. To lose
sure.
a book.
100%. How?
how and why? Explain it.
This is very serious. Look, there's a whole protocol for this. I've got to check. She pulls out like a handbook. Let's see here. Book is secretly a monster. Oh heavens, there is going to be so much paperwork. But you can do this. You can do this. This is going to be okay. Well, I would like to apologize. But I assure you, this apology carries with it no legal responsibility for Candlekeep Library. That's what it says here. Look, this. I'll be honest with you. This has happened a couple times recently, but this is very serious. We probably got to get this whole place cleared out to get it decontaminated. You should probably take your things and go.
Okay,
But do you have any other books by this guy?
She flips through. She's got like a mini catalog, and it's kind of strange when she pulls it out. She pulls the book out of her pocket, and it looks like it's kind of like just like a notebook. And she puts it down on the table, and suddenly it's about 4 feet tall. And she starts flipping through it. She's like, no, that is the only one. Self-authored. Rolls her eyes a bit at that. Recent addition to the collection.
I give her a dirty look when she rolls her eyes at self-authored books.
Oh, who donated this book?
Let's see here. Yes, it was donated by a recent visitor to Candlekeep, one Yalarian High Scroll. Looks like, just about a month ago. I think he's still here. I think I saw him at the hearth the other day.
Did he give you any other books? You said this has happened a few times.
They only donated this one book. This was their admission book.
Where can we find this person?
The Yalarian, they tend to hang out in the hearth. I think they're here on a studies trip. They're an acolyte.
To the hearth.
You guys should have some sort of Ging Watsim protocol.
Oh no.
Agreed.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds horrible.
Look it up in your library, and I walk out.
I can. Oh god.
Wait. But you mentioned that there had been other incidents lately. What can you tell us about that?
You didn't hear it from me, but this is like the third time in the last 2 months. Oh god. So much decontamination.
So you mentioned that Yalarian person. Have they been here the entire 2 months?
No.
When did they arrive?
They only got here about a month ago.
No. I still think we should talk to them.
Yeah.
Do you know what other books were enchanted or were created like this?
Look, enchanted is a strong word.
Don't debate the semantics. What were the other books that caused such destruction?
Fembris pulls out a binder, and it's full of kind of paperwork. It's a lot of it written up kind of forms on bright red print, and it's flipping through it, and it's clearly there's like written on like kind of sloppily on the cover of the big blue binder. It says incident reports, and she says, "Let's see. And is this confidential? No one told me this was confidential, so I'll tell you. I want to be helpful. The other 2 books, The Dark Hunger, classified here as some kind of ectoplasmic monster. That's what the book became, not what the book was about. And then Fallen Tethiamar. That one was recent. It's about a dwarf king here. Oh, yep, also ectoplasmic monster. So yeah, 3 books. These were all recent additions to the catalog, all books that were donated as part of admission. Just so you know, the one of the recent books, Dark Hunger, there's a tiefling who donated it, Valor, her name is. Technically, she's paying off her debt because of the whole monster incident. I don't really know what's going to happen with you, but it seems like either you or Yularian is in trouble. That's above my pay grade, but I should start the paperwork now.
I feel like Yularian should be in trouble because he's the one who put a monster in your stacks.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a sign on the wall that says it's been 10 days since somebody was eaten by a book? And she just changes the sign to say 0.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to check.
Heavy sigh, but said while smiling probably the whole time.
And since you're here, could we get a round of meatball subs?
Yes.
Do you have a card that I can... She punches little holes in your meatball sub cards.
Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Thanks. I was getting real hungry there.
Yeah, make mine a 2 foot long.
Little peckish.
Little Anthony needs one as well.
Oh, is little Anthony visible again
As
after
soon
an
as
hour?
you said meatball sub, he became like visible.
a summoning word.
He's gotten really into the meatball subs.
Well, friends, we have been presented with the mystery of what is going on with Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, what is going on with these other books that have attacked people throughout Candlekeep. Will we find answers from Valor or Yularian High Scroll? Where will our adventure take us? Perhaps beyond the walls of Candlekeep itself? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill.